Welcome back to another episode of Purpose. I am your host, Corie Clark, and I am so excited to be back. It has been a wild beginning of the year, I guess, first half of the year, and it's been a wild 2 years. I know that for those of you that listen to the show, I have previously come back and said that, and things were going great, and then something else would come along. And so I'm finally back and I'm really excited. We actually just moved. So that was part of the delay in getting back into the swing of things, getting the podcast going, getting my book out, which is almost here. So we've just had a million things going on. My youngest son, who I have homeschooled his whole life, I homeschooled all my kids and started with our oldest when he was going into second grade. And so my youngest is the one who he never went to any traditional school. He just graduated. And like I said, we just moved. And you can go back and listen to my previous episodes about what all happened at the beginning of the year. But we just kind of had a lot of life stuff happen. And we're all good. We're all okay. We're all happy and healthy. And it's just been a season. And so I've spent a lot of time over the last 6 months just really praying and asking God for direction. Am I supposed to be like continuing in this business? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Um and everything inside of me is telling me to continue to move forward. And so some things will probably look a little different, but my ultimate goal in life is to help specifically like Christian women just to wake up from their slumber. I feel like everybody's just kind of sleepwalking through life, just doing the same thing, you know, going to work, taking the kids to school, whatever it may be. And you just wake up and you do the same thing and you go to bed. You wake up and you just do it all over again. And I just feel like we are all called to more, and not that everybody has to start a business. That's not even what I'm saying. It's just actually being purposeful with what God has given you, with what's in your hand, right? And so at the moment, my kids are all grown. And so, yes, I still like my priority is my husband and my kids and taking care of our home. That's my number one priority. But after that, I do still have now I have way more free time than I've ever had. And so I'm just really excited to get back out there to serve you, to help you live more purposefully, whether that's simplifying your home life, simplifying your business, creating more income so that you can actually live the life you want. And I'm just really excited to help you guys out, to equip you, and to move forward. So, with all that being said, thank you to all of you who listen, who continue to encourage me and support me. I'm so thankful for every single one of you. I'm really excited to be bringing my book back, The Simplicity Project. So next week's episode, I will be sharing the link for you to pre-order that. Thank you to those of you who joined the launch team. I'm so excited to have you. For those of you on the launch team, you will be getting new notifications and updates coming your way this week. And I'm just so grateful for this community. And I know it's been a wild couple years for everybody. And so thank you for your patience and your kindness and your support. So yeah, we've got the Simplicity Project book coming back out. We've got fun podcast episodes coming back. And the focus is still going to be, it's the same. It's really just helping women step into their God-given purpose with confidence and not like sacrificing their sanity or time with their family to do that. I think it can be tricky, and you can get burnt out like doing good things, and so it's really being intentional and knowing what your values are, knowing what your purpose is, knowing what God has called you to, so that you can walk that out on a daily basis and it won't actually pull you from things that you're really supposed to be doing. So, we've also got the Purpose Babe Society will be opening back up later in July. I almost said later this month, but this month's almost over. In July, we've got updates to that. I'm really excited to get back in there. I love the women in there, and we've kind of just had the group on pause for a few months while I went through all these transitions. And yeah, I'm back. We're in our new house, new to us house, and my goal was to get the family settled before I worked on my office and business. So my office is coming together, and I just feel more motivated to get back into the swing of work and the routine of work. I really do love what I do, but I do need routine, and I do need to, I'm not just like self motivated. I mean, I don't think anybody really is, honestly. You have to start to create that. You have to like get motivated. You have to start that momentum. And yes, it will naturally like accelerate and it will get easier, but you don't just, nobody just wakes up every morning happy and excited and motivated. And so it's like learning to have that discipline to, you know, push through the mundane and the I don't feel like doing this to get to the point where I feel more motivated. I feel more disciplined. I feel that momentum in my business. And so I'm excited to share some of that with you guys as well. So, lots of fun things coming in the next few weeks and months. And like I said, Simplicity Project book is coming out, excuse me, in July. And I will have a pre-order link for you guys on next week's episode. And then I'll have more information on the Purpose Babe Society opening back up. And yeah, that's about it as far as the updates go. But what I wanted to share with you today is, obviously we are going through some tough economic times, right? And I don't know everybody's individual situation. Some people aren't really affected by it. That's amazing. Some people really are. And I think that can create like a lot of fear and chaos in your life. And so I wanted to offer you guys just like a few quick tips. I was praying about this and God just kind of gave me these words. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this because maybe some of you are totally fine and your situation hasn't changed. You can afford all your groceries and the gas price increases and all of that good stuff, and that's amazing. But I wanted to share because I wanted to encourage those of you who might be feeling this more, and you might be getting overwhelmed and it might be stressing you out. And I think a lot of times, if that's going on in our mind, it can actually make it worse, right? The things that we focus on are usually the things that increase. So if you're focusing on the negativity and saying things like, I can't afford this, we can't do this, we're never going to get out of this, those kind of things are going to make your situation feel worse for sure and possibly get worse. And so sometimes what we need to do, whether it's a tough economic time or if you're just going through something tough in your business or in your home, whatever it is, sometimes we just have to pause and we have to just take some practical, logical steps and realize like we are more in control of the situation than we think. Now, no, we cannot personally control, the gas prices and stuff like that, but we can control our feelings, we can control our actions, we can control what's happening with our own, our life, with our emotions, with our finances. And so what I wanted to do was just share, there's just 4 quick things. They're very simple. And then I'm also going to have like a worksheet that you can download. The link's in the show notes, and you can actually kind of work through these things. If this is something that's been weighing on you, I don't want it to weigh on you. It shouldn't pull you away from what God's called you to. And you can actually get through this time even better than you were when you got into it, right? So many times. I mean, history has proven that when there are these economic crashes, that is when new businesses are started. That's when new millionaires are made. So, how can you position yourself to actually come out the other side even better? The funny thing is, the four words all start with P, and then I just said position, and I was like, oh, maybe that's another one. So that's just a bonus, right? We're going to position ourselves. But my first tip, and the first thing you should do is pray. Like, I firmly believe that prayer works, that we need to be praying and going to God with every single thought, desire, wish, whatever it is. Like, we need to be praying. I think when we start to pray and give God, like truly give him our worries and give him control and ask him for help, right? Ask him to guide you through this. Ask him to show you, ways that you can save money, ways that you can make money. Ask him to help get you through this even better than you started. Okay. So the first thing is to pray, to give it to God, to ask him for that wisdom, to ask him for the help to provide miraculous increase in your finances, whatever it is, to pray those things, believe them, pray them every single day, all day if you have to, have a conversation with God about whatever this situation is that you're going through. Okay. And then the second P is to protect. Protect what you already have coming in. Okay. So everybody has some sort of finances coming in, whether it's from a 9-to-5 job, your business, whatever it is, that money that you have coming in every month and it's flowing through your account and you're, paying bills and buying groceries and stuff. Protect that money that's coming in. And what I mean by that is to actually look at where is that money going after it comes in. Like, are there subscriptions that you can cancel? Are there ways that you can save right now? I don't like getting into the whole like save every penny and, have this poverty mindset. But what I'm talking about is protect what's coming in, because we don't know what's happening. We don't know how much more inflation is going to go up. We don't know how many more, food shortages there's going to be. So in this time when things are a little bit more unpredictable, protect what you have coming in. That's the first thing you can do, okay? If you have no way of making any extra money, then protect what you are bringing in and cut out excessive spending, and this doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but take a look at what you can protect to create a little bit of margin in your finances. Okay. And then the next thing is to prepare. So, this is biblical. The Bible tells us to be prepared. And in these times when, like I said, we don't know what's happening, we don't know if there's going to be more, factories burning down or thousands of cows dying, it's it's wise to prepare. And if you are in a position where you don't have a ton of extra money to go stock up on a ton of food, then just start to do it every time you go to the grocery store. Buy a couple extra things than, more than you usually do. If you're buying some canned food, buy a few extra cans. If you're buying a bag of rice, buy an extra bag. There is so many easy ways that you can start to add to being prepared than if you just weren't at all, and like we all saw 2 years ago, people went a little bonkers and, it was crazy. So you just never know. And so be prepared, have something, stocked up for your family, because not only is it going to help you in a time of desperate need, it's also going to give you that peace of mind. And like I said, our emotions, our feelings, like those are going to be a huge part of how you are feeling and acting over the next several months while we let this thing come to pass. Okay, and then the fourth one is produce. And this is actually finding ways to make more money, to bring in some income, to add to what's coming into your house, into your, if whether it's just to get by because you need that more, or whether it's to add to it to invest so that you have it in the future, that is, I think, like the most important thing you can do is to get in control of your cash flow and to increase it. Okay. Now, some way, shape, or form. And if you literally have no extra time, well, I think everybody has time. So I think that's just an excuse. But, if you don't have time to work on a side hustle or start a business or take on a second job, like what can you sell around the house that you don't need anymore? There is the ice cream man because it is very hot. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the ice cream man just went by and it totally distracted me. But start to find ways to bring in more cash into your accounts. Okay. How can you bring increase? How can you produce? And this might be the time where you actually need to start that business that you've been wanting to start. Okay. Because we also can't always depend on our 9 to 5. There's a lot of businesses struggling right now. So start to get in control of your finances by not just protecting them, but actually producing more. Take on a second job or sell some things that you don't use anymore, that you don't love anymore. Start that side hustle you've been wanting to do, or maybe you have a side hustle that you haven't really been working on. Join a network marketing company. There are so many ways that you can bring increase to your finances and to your family. And so now is the time to actually start working on that. Okay. So those are my 4 tips. You want to pray, you want to protect, you want to prepare, and you want to produce. Okay. And we are going to get through this. And I am ready to help women actually get through this on the other side, being happier, healthier, living more purposefully, being financially in a better place, because that's your opportunity right now, right? You have the opportunity to either let this, whatever, recession, economic downturn, you can either let this have a bad effect on you, or you can actually take this opportunity to turn it around and to get through this even bigger and better than you were before. Okay, so what is the choice going to be? So I'm excited to help you guys. I fully believe that we all can get through this doing even better than we were before, than we were a few months ago, than we were before, the pandemic even. It's just going to take some discipline and some strategic action. Okay. So if you want that sheet, you can go to the show notes and you can click the link in the show notes to download the worksheet I have for you to kind of go through these things and be more strategic about it. And if you need to sit down with your husband and go through these things, because honestly, and especially if you have kids, you want to show your kids that you're not worried and you're not stressed, and that, God will provide, and that you can be a creative person and you can actually be pursuing your dreams and your purpose, even when the rest of the world feels like it's falling apart. Okay. So that is my goal. That's my prayer for you. And I'm excited to see, how you all come through this. So head to the show notes to get that worksheet, and be sure to tune in next week when I share all the details on pre-ordering the Simplicity Project book. We're going to have some fun, bonuses and things that go with it. So I'm really excited about that. And I think that's all. But thanks, you guys. I have missed you and I'm excited to be back. If you haven't yet, then make sure that you subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star rating and review. I highly, highly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. It does help the show get discovered. And if you enjoyed this episode and you really got something from it, or something resonated with you, then please share it with your friends. You can share it on Instagram or whatever platform it is that you hang out on. And if you do share it, make sure you tag me so I can see it. And yeah, let's just finish this year strong, right? I mean, I can't believe this year is halfway over. Also, have an amazing 4th of July, and I will be back after the 4th with a brand new episode. Bye, guys.